young adventurers. Are you ready for a thrilling tale of magic, mystery, and bravery? Well, hold on to your hats, because I'm about to take you on a journey you'll never forget. This is the story of 3 ordinary kids who stumbled upon something extraordinary and found themselves on the adventure of a lifetime. So, gather round and listen closely as I tell you about the Dragon's Lost Treasure, a magical quest. Our story begins on a sunny afternoon in a quiet neighborhood. Ayaan, Fatima, and Hamza were playing in their backyard, digging holes and pretending to be archaeologists. Little did they know that their make-believe adventure was about to become very, very real. As Ayaan's shovel hit something hard, a strange, glowing light began to seep through the dirt. Curious and excited, the 3 friends dug faster, their hearts racing with anticipation. And there it was, a beautiful, shimmering stone, unlike anything they'd ever seen before. "Wow!" gasped Fatima, her eyes wide with wonder. "What do you think it is?" Before anyone could answer, the stone began to float. It hovered just above their heads, pulsing with an otherworldly light. The kids watched in amazement as it slowly drifted away from them, leading them out of their yard and towards the nearby woods. "Should we follow it?" Hamza asked, nervously. "Of course we should," Ayaan replied with a grin. "This could be the start of a real adventure." And so, throwing caution to the wind, the 3 friends chased after the mysterious floating stone. It led them deeper and deeper into the forest until they found themselves standing before a hidden cave entrance that seemed to appear out of nowhere. The glowing stone zipped into the cave, and without hesitation, our brave heroes followed. As they stepped inside, the cave lit up with a warm, magical glow. And there, right before their eyes, was the most incredible sight they'd ever seen. A real, live dragon. The dragon was about the size of a horse, with shimmering scales that changed color like a rainbow. Its eyes were kind and intelligent, and when it spoke, its voice was gentle and wise. "Welcome, young ones," the dragon said. "I am Ember, the last magical dragon in these lands, and I need your help." The kids were speechless for a moment, but Ayaan found his voice first. You can talk," he exclaimed. Ember chuckled, a sound like tinkling bells. "Indeed I can, and I have been waiting for brave souls like you to find me. You see, I am in great trouble." Fatima stepped forward, her curiosity overcoming her fear. "What kind of trouble? How can we help?" Ember's eyes grew sad as he explained. "My magical treasure has been stolen by the Shadow Goblins. Without it, my powers are fading. Soon, I will be nothing more than a regular lizard, and all the magic in this land will disappear with me." The children gasped. They couldn't bear the thought of such a magnificent creature losing its magic, or of a world without wonder and enchantment. "We'll help you," Hamza declared, surprising even himself with his bravery. "We'll get your treasure back." Ember's eyes sparkled with hope. "Thank you, brave ones. But be warned, the journey will be dangerous. The Shadow Goblins live in the Forbidden Caves, a place of darkness and trickery. Are you sure you're ready for such a quest?" The 3 friends looked at each other, then nodded in unison. "We're ready," they said together. And so, with Ember's blessing and guidance, Ayaan, Fatima, and Hamza set off on their grand adventure. The dragon gave them each a small scale from his hide, which would glow warmly to guide their way through the darkness. As they approached the entrance to the Forbidden Caves, the air grew colder, and strange whispers seemed to echo from the shadows. But our heroes were determined, and with their dragon scales held high, they stepped into the unknown. The caves were a maze of twisting tunnels and hidden passages. At every turn, they faced new challenges that tested their courage and wit. In the first chamber, they encountered an ancient stone door covered in strange symbols. "It's a dragon riddle," Fatima realized, studying the markings. "We have to solve it to pass." The riddle read, "I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?" The friends put their heads together, thinking hard. After a few minutes, Ayaan's face lit up. "I've got it," he exclaimed. "It's a map." As soon as he spoke the word, the stone door rumbled open, revealing the path ahead. They cheered and high-fived each other, feeling like real adventurers. But their celebration was short-lived. In the next chamber, they found themselves surrounded by bubbling pools of lava. Narrow stone bridges crisscrossed the room, but some looked unstable and ready to crumble. "We have to be careful," Hamza warned. "One wrong step, and we could fall." They inched their way across the bridges, testing each step before putting their full weight down. Suddenly, a section of bridge collapsed behind them. They ran forward, hearts pounding, barely making it to solid ground, as the last of the bridge fell into the lava below. Catching their breath, they heard a soft hoot. Looking up, they saw a beautiful snowy owl perched on a nearby rock. To their amazement, it spoke. "Well done, young heroes," the owl said. "You've proven your bravery. For your next challenge, remember this. Not all that glitters is gold, but sometimes the plainest stone holds the greatest magic." With that cryptic message, the owl spread its wings and flew off into the darkness. The children looked at each other, puzzled but determined to remember the owl's words. As they ventured deeper into the caves, they began to hear mischievous giggles and the patter of tiny feet. The Shadow Goblins were near. Rounding a corner, they came face to face with a group of the impish creatures, no taller than their knees, but with gleaming eyes full of cunning. "Look what we have here," cackled one of the goblins. "Some lost little humans, come to play with us." Fatima stepped forward, bravely. "We've come for the dragon's treasure. Return it, and we'll leave in peace." The goblins laughed wickedly. "If you want the treasure, you'll have to get past us first." And with that, they began to dance and leap around, creating illusions and tricks to confuse the children. But our heroes were clever. Remembering the owl's words, Ayaan spotted a plain-looking stone among the glittering illusions. "That's it!" he shouted. "The real treasure!" As he reached for it, a goblin leaped to stop him, but suddenly, a flash of light filled the cave. The dragon scales Ember had given them transformed into a magical sword, glowing with power. Hamza grabbed the sword, swinging it in a wide arc. The goblins shrieked and scattered, their illusions fading away. With the path clear, Fatima snatched up the plain stone. "Ember's true treasure! We did it!" she cried triumphantly. "Let's get out of here." They raced back through the caves, the angry shouts of the goblins fading behind them. As they burst out into the sunlight, they found Ember waiting for them, his scales dulled and his wings drooping. "Ember, we found it!" Ayaan called out as Fatima held up the stone. The dragon's eyes lit up with joy. As soon as the stone touched his scales, a burst of rainbow light exploded outward. When it faded, Ember stood tall and proud, his magic fully restored. "Thank you, my brave friends," he said, his voice strong and full of warmth. "You have saved not just me, but all the magic in this land. As a reward for your courage, allow me to give you a ride you'll never forget." With whoops of delight, the children climbed onto Ember's back. With a mighty beat of his wings, they soared into the sky, flying over forests and mountains, seeing their world from a whole new perspective. As the sun began to set, Ember brought them back to their backyard, landing softly on the grass. "Remember," he said as they slid off his back, "true magic lives in the hearts of those who believe in it. You three will always be heroes in my eyes." With a final nod of his majestic head, Ember spread his wings and took to the skies, disappearing into the clouds. Ayaan, Fatima, and Hamza watched him go, their hearts full of wonder and their minds buzzing with the incredible adventure they'd just had. From that day on, they knew that magic was real and that bravery and friendship could overcome any obstacle. And every now and then, when they looked up at the sky, they could swear they saw a flash of rainbow scales among the clouds, reminding them of their extraordinary quest. So, my young friends, the next time you're playing in your backyard, keep your eyes open. You never know when you might stumble upon your own magical adventure. And here's a fun question for you. If you had a pet dragon like Ember, what would you name it? Let your imagination soar and share your dream dragon name in the comments below. Who knows? Maybe your dragon will be the star of the next great adventure. Until next time, keep believing in magic, and remember, every day can be an adventure if you're brave enough to seek it out.